Hello, hello, and cha-ching, cha-ching. Yes, tonight is our cha-ching Hotline Thursday, and welcome, welcome to this collective space where we are pulling the cards, and mostly these are the cards for our business, for our money, to see what the universal messages are. What is the universe trying to tell us through these cards? And first, as always, I am pulling the card for collective. Who are the people that are coming today, tonight? And I had this interesting, as I was laying down the oracle, the tarot card, I pulled out this card, Devil, right? And it's interesting because a lot of times people looking at the devil and thinking of something bad, but I always love to say that we are living in the universe of the contrast, right? So we have bad and good, we have dark, we have light, and everything is in the contrast space, right? So devil can be also interpreted with good or bad, depends how we are looking at it. So let's define what are the people that are coming tonight. So the way I look at the devil is the people who might be still fearing something, the people who are holding back, that they are playing small, they are still having some questions if this is something what they are doing, if this is for them. And another spectrum of people who are also coming, if we look at this card as the positive, if we think about us as spiritual beings having a human experience, we know that we are all here in material world, and material world, that means we are here to earn, to experience the life to its fullest, right? So looking from this card as a devil from this perspective, that means you are the person who might be ready to sell the offers, ready to enjoy that money, ready to spread the love and award others with that abundance, right? So again, whatever resonates with you, because this is the messages that I'm pulling for the collective. So see whatever resonates with you, and we are playing along. So what are other cards that I'm pulling on the collective to see who are the people who are coming today to this room, to this live, to listen, maybe in the replay. Who are these people? Let me see. Oh, I pulled out strengths. Strengths, that means that you are not the quitter. You are somebody who is fighting. No matter what's life given you, right? No matter how many lemons you must have eaten, it just, like you just made the lemonade. Hey, Lara, it's great to see you. You are just making the lemonade out of that, right? And thinking about that, you have the power, you have that strength to overcome anything. So if something right now for you that you are thinking that yeah, Lara can say yes, because she's also reading the tarot cards. So just think about it, right? Realizing that this is the power that you have within yourself. And even if something right now is not showing up for you the way that you desire, maybe there is something that you are doing something new in your business and it's not showing up for you the way that you desire. Maybe you want a certain clients to work with you, and you just have that power, you just have that strength within you to attract exactly what you desire in terms of the money, in terms of the clients. So these are the people, and I'm pulling another card. Who else is in the house? Who else is coming? Okay, what kind of people are joining today? Oh, I pulled judgment. Judgment, somebody who is must have learned their lessons. They already tap into some wisdom. They had their life lessons, and they've been facing something that the life was just presenting and saying, hey, you are actually right now at that point where you have to evaluate your life and you have to look at it, right? And since we are talking about money and business, maybe there was something in the business that you were learning your lesson, and now you are just being asked to evaluate What is something that you learn and what is something you are tapping to? All right. So today I just wanted to say I got this amazing new deck. It's called the Creative Entrepreneur Learn Oracle. This is beautiful, beautiful deck. And I want to pull the cards. Ready, Lara? I want to pull the card from that just to see what is the message. What is the message? Because we are here business owners, we are here to tap into our strengths, into our power. All right. And the message is everything you want is at your fingertips. You have the Midas touch. All right. Everything is in your fingertips. So just, like have that believe in yourself. Believe in yourself more, knowing that everything is coming for you, right? And again, the idea is even sometimes something doesn't work for us the way that we desire, it doesn't mean that if we are not tweaking, it doesn't mean if we are not trying, it's not going to work. Because remember, each time we are doing something, we are collecting the feedback. Because from the feedback, we know what is there to tweak, what is there to change in order to produce better results. All right, let's look at the universal messages. What does the universe want to say tonight? Okay, the universe says you can't do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. Change comes from thinking thoughts you've never thought before and showing up to meet them down streets you've never walked before. And this is so true because, again, if we are constantly doing the same thing, if we have the routine, if we have something that we already tried many times, right? Maybe the way we invite people to the masterclass, the way that we launch in the program, the way that we run the challenge, if we continue repeating without any change, without any tweak, that's why I said feedback is powerful because we are not just doing the event just to do it, but we are actually stepping back after we run something and we have the debrief or evaluation and we look at the data and we are saying, okay, what can I improve based on the data that I collected, right? Because again, a lot of times the business owners forget that everything what you are doing is going to give you the feedback, and that's the value. Even sometimes if you do not see it financially in the results, if even sometimes you do not see that client flow, still just by doing something it's going to give you the feedback, and that feedback is super valuable. And again, if you want different results, you're supposed to change something, you're supposed to try something different, you're supposed to tweak it and see what kind of result it's going to generate for you. Beautiful, beautiful message. And I have another message because I see other people are coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another message says, sometimes holding on does more damage than letting go. So leave behind all that has been weighing you down for so long and reach for the opportunities that are waiting for you. I promise you, you will not regret it. Right? So, again, a lot of times we have to create the space. Sometimes we are holding to the ways we are doing something for the long time. Sometimes we are holding to just saying, okay, I'm just going to be presenting something one way, right? And again, we are not creating that space. We have to have the space in order for the better things to enter, right? So stop holding to something that doesn't serve us. And it could be even people in our circle, maybe even the clients that drain us, right? Again, not every client is our best client. That's why I always talk about actually work with aligned clients. Do not just say yes because you want to have more money, because it's a pleasure to work with somebody who doesn't drain your energy, somebody who is really there to work and take action steps and to produce the results. So just think about what is something that's draining your energy, get rid of it, and create the space for something that's calling your name, for something that's going to create better freedom and better outcome for yourself. All right. Any questions tonight? I'm just curious. Anybody has any questions? I am going to pull the card for money. What does money card want to say tonight? What does the money card want to say tonight? What does money card? Okay. All right. And the message comes obligations. Obligations. You have some prior contracts or commitments that still need to be fulfilled before you can completely move on to the next stage of your journey. Oh my God, I love this message. Because a lot of times we are like looking at the shining object, and I actually was tapping into that myself because I was almost buying another product for myself, and then I said, no, I am in the middle of the summit. This is what my focus should go, right? Because a lot of times our energy gets distracted and we start, enrolling in one thing, trying something else. But we have to complete something we already started, right? And the more we allow ourselves to focus on that, the more we pour the energy into one thing only. That's exactly where we see the results. Because if our energy is scattered, we are going to produce scattered results. So the message is actually complete what you started, complete these, fulfill these commitments, these contracts, and after that, move to something else. And if you have something exciting for yourself, my invitation is write it down, put it on your calendar for later, right? So that's exactly when you start seeing that I know I didn't forget about it, because a lot of times things come and go. So for us not to be forgetful, maybe if you see that next month you're going to be finished with your project, just put it on your calendar, because calendar is the tool that we can use. We just come back to that and see if it's already on our calendar. We know that we are going to be committed. That's exactly how our energy works, right? And then when you have more free time, you come back to that. Yes, Alara, I just launched an event. How successful will it be? All right, how successful it will be. Okay, let's see. A part of the success is what we put the intention on, right? So intention is super super powerful for us, right? So successful, define what's successful for you, right? Because again, for anybody, for everybody it's different. My first invitation is to think about what would you like to intend to have, right, with that. So does it mean, what does that success define for you? Is it meaning how many people are showing up at the event? Does it mean how many clients you're going to generate? Whatever that success means for you, just like connect with that, and let's see. Because again, it's all about our intention, right? What we are setting for our intention. All right, so tell me, what success do you define? What is your intention? How many attendees you want to generate, or like what is your next step with these people? What is something, tell me, just drop in the comments. What do you define as success? Because again, the more specific we are, the easier it is for us to connect with that energy and to receive the answers. Okay. Okay, that's three separate questions. Remember, right? So three things. How many people will show up? No, not how many people. How many people would you like to show up? And we'll see how close we are going to get to that number, right? So you have to have the specifics in your mind. Basically, I want 10 plus people to show up on that event, right? How well will the practice go? And financially, yeah, it's three separate questions. All right, I'm going to pull one card for each. All right. So, okay, first you said you want 20 people to show up. You want 20 people. Let's see. Let's see what card is going to say. Okay. Okay, I have judgment. So basically, Basically, maybe depends what you're going to be doing with that, right? Remember, energetic practices is everything, meaning that you want to invite people, invite them through personal DMs. Not Don't expect that you just post something online and it's going to show up and the people just going to magically appear. Actually do the individual reach outs. DM people, because this is going to give you a better result, right? And also think of, what is the value, why they want to be there. So be more specific what's in it for them, right? What benefits they will receive once they come to your event, right? And again, just connect more with the people, because the more you are connecting, because a lot of times we think if we are on the social media, all it is for us to come live or to post and people are just coming. No, people have to have multiple touches before they are ready to say yes. So the more we know how to connect with them, how to communicate with them, and the first thing we are asking, not join my event, but first we have to find out if this is for them. So we built like the full conversation around it, like to see if this is something of their interest, make it very, very connected to them, right? So what's in it for me? Everybody's asking, what's in it for me? So come from that energy. What's in it for them? What are they going to receive if they attend that event? So basically, the card says be more intentional, come from the point of serving, and see what is going to show up for you, right? So the next question you had, okay, let me see, let me pull. The next question you had, let me pull the question. How well will the practice go? How well the practice go? How well the practice go? Again, I love to work with the energy. I don't ask how well it goes. Me, like, I know that I'm the creator, right? I just learned how to hold the energy for the outcome that I desire, and I allow the universe to deliver, right? What is my intention? How do I want to show up? What do I want to see? I visualize the outcome. I journal that outcome, and then I see how it's all playing out, right? So this is the card, seven of coins. How well? How well, right? So you know that this is the seeds. These are the seeds that you are actually planting, and you know that the seeds take time to grow. So that's exactly the message with this card. These are the seeds that you're planting, and they have to grow, right? So they have to be watered, they have to be nurtured, they have to have enough of sunlight. So the way I look at it is nurture your people, really become more connected to each person. And the more you're going to nurture them, the more you're going to take care of them. That's exactly what's the outcome is going to grow in. And financially, let's look financially. Are you charging for that event? Because financially, it can be something that people are attending for free, and then you just invite them for consult, or give them some kind of offer, right? To actually buy from you. So just know what exactly you are inviting them after this event, right? Just have to have all the steps, right? Okay, you're charging. You're charging. Okay. All right. Let's see. Financially. Financially, what's the outcome financially? Okay, this is the card. Nine of Swords. So basically, it says there is a lot of worries that must be you going through, thinking, are people going to pay? Who is going to show up? Is it even worse of them paying? So there is a lot of mental work going through your mind. So again, you can actually turn this around if you have your focus on the intention. What would you intend? And we will talk about it tomorrow more, right? So basically, right now it shows Nine of Swords, meaning there is a lot of worries about it. There is a lot of confusion, and again, we can energetically help ourselves to see the outcome that we desire. Let me know if that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if it resonates with you, because again, we are the creators and we are creating the outcome with every breath we are taking. We can, the cards will show the ultimate outcome, but it doesn't mean that we are not having the power to up level that, right? Okay, so what do you say? The intention is there, of course. I believe I just need to stop overthinking with this spread. Okay, all right. Yeah, and what I want to say to you is what you desire is always available. And if something doesn't show up the first time that you are doing something, remember what I mentioned earlier, it's the feedback. And feedback is going to allow you to tweak something, to change something, and show up differently, right? So that's exactly why we are doing. Because again, somebody can give you the model, and I always keep talking about it. I can give the same system, the same model, the same strategy to three different people, and three different people are going to receive different outcomes. They might follow to the T exactly the strategy I teach them, but everybody is going to have a different outcome, because our energy comes before any strategy, right? So we want to work with our mind. We want to direct and focus our energy on something that we want to actually achieve, right? And the more we are focusing on what we desire, the more we can hold that focus no matter what's going on, right? Because again, that's the practice. The more we do it, the better we become at it. And you know it because you're practicing it. Just think about something what really can come out for you. I would do like put on the index card, post note, whatever you want to. Just put the outcome of 20 plus people showing up, put your desire financial, and just connect with that daily. Because the more we are connecting with that, then our mind starts looking for the ways how to make it happen, right? Again, prepare yourself energetically and do not attach yourself to the outcome. The more we are open and just saying, okay, this is the outcome I desire, this is my intention, but I am not holding myself to the I'm not attaching myself to the outcome. I'm allowing the universe to deliver, because we are all learning, we are all tweaking. Let me tell you, the most successful people, they can launch the same program, and one time it's going to generate great results, another time it's not. And it's not the point for them to get upset, and that's what actually differentiates successful people from the average people. Because average people are just throwing the hands and saying, you know what, I'm not meant for that. And only successful people, they are staying in the game, they continue tweaking, they continue changing, because they know. And this is exactly what I'm teaching. If we have the problem, there is always a solution. But a lot of times we are seeking for that solution from the same frequency where the problem is. And what we are doing, we are just looping through again and again and again, and we are not tapping to that answer. So for us to see the answer, we want to step back from the situation and just reevaluate it from a different standpoint. And the best thing, Lara, what I would invite you to do, talk to your people. Like after you have that event, gather some feedback. Ask how was it for them, what is something that they love about it, what is something that they want to see differently. Because again, we become better by looking at people who are actually listening to people, what they are saying, because this way we know what people want, and then we deliver what people want, if that makes sense. All right, let me pull another message. Another message is going to be like affirmation. Affirmation. What is the other message? The message of affirmation. And the message is follow my joy. Follow my joy. And you know what it is? When we connect to the joy, everything is starting to fall into place. Today, I will write down 10 things I enjoy doing, the things that make me feel good and raise my mood. Then I'll pick one or as many as I feel guided to and go do it. When I'm having fun and enjoying it and enjoying my life, I'm in a state of allowing for all that I desire. Remember, joy is high frequency. So if we want better outcome, we want to stay joyful. And even before your event, I would do something like that, connect with something that gives you joy, whatever it is, and do that, right? For instance, for me, I would go for the massage. So this way I can be fully relaxed and receive the pleasure, right? So think about what is something that gives you joy and just connect with that and just do that. And again, the less we are overthinking what's going to happen, but more focusing on how can I support the person, how can I add the value to somebody's life. When we go to the events with that intention, something always shows up, something is always coming through. So the more we make it about them than about ourselves, the easier it is for us to connect. And the more things coming through us, the more clarity, the more guidance, and the more way that we can tap to whatever we desire, right? Something what is for the success. Okay, I'm going to pull from this other card, Lara. Maybe the message resonates with you. Another deck of business cards. Let me see what the message is coming. Let me know if that's helpful, whatever I'm just sharing, if that makes any sense or if it's helpful. All right, let me see. And the card is learn. Work with a mentor to implement the right strategies to get the business results you want. Be open minded and enthusiastic to learn. Perfect. And we are working. We are working. We are doing great things. So definitely look the confirmation message. So basically, yes, when we have the mentor by our side, things come much faster, they're less painful, and the clarity lands better because again, we do not see our blind spots. And when we have somebody by our side, that person actually can help us to tap. Same goes with me. I never was a single day without the coach or mentor. Always have one or two. Always, always. And it really shows in my results and in the way of growing. All right. And I'm going, hey, Teresa, how are you? I'd like a card pull to see how my daughter Shanna, who is in university, will do when she finishes her MD courses. Well, again, the cards that we are pulling are mostly the current energy. So just for you to understand the way that these cards are working, it's just picking up on the current energy, right? So when is she finishing? When is she finishing? Is it Teresa in a year or two? Like what is the time frame? So we might come back to that question when the time is coming, right? Because our energy is constantly changing. So for us to be more accurate, that's exactly what we want to know. Or 8 years. So it's too early, my love, to determine the result. So we'll tap to that when like when she's going to be graduating, because our energy constantly is changing, right? So whatever messages are coming, they are coming for the current time, and I would say maybe the most for a month. So that's exactly what I wanted to say. Okay, another message for business community communities function best and are most durable when they are helping members to be more successful in some way in a connecting and dynamic world. So just think about it. Community is powerful, right? We all want to belong to some kind of community, because why is it so important for us to be in the community? Because we feel like we are surrounded by like-minded people. So if we talk about, like if spirituality is something we love, if, like right now we are also shaping up the community of people who want to tap to, like our inner side, in our inner knowing, to understand how we can actually interpret these messages, how they resonate with us, right? And it's great because community actually bring like-minded people, and together we are growing so much faster, right? I always say when we come as collective, that's exactly what happens, right? Because if we have our focus on similar goals, right? If we want to grow our businesses, let's say, when we are coming together in the space, we have that supercharged of our powers together because we are having the same focus. We are actually holding that goal together energetically, and it has the point of coming true much, much faster. Okay, I just thought of one. I had a job interview today and I'd like advice from the cards or maybe just energies about being employed again. All right. So you had the job interview, and now you want to know if they are going to hire you, correct? If that particular place, right? Because there are two different questions we can ask. One question is this place going to hire me, and another question, am I going to be employed in the next 3 months, right? So you want to ask if that place is going to employ you, that particular place, right? I'm just going to pull one card for yes or no. Let's see. Okay, is this place going to employ you? Okay, the tower, and the tower is actually, that's no, that's no. But again, just let me know how it's going to play out. Just let me know how it's going to play out, right? Because again, it's just yes or no, and we'll see. But Teresa, the way I'm looking at this, do not just get attached to the outcome, because the way I look at it, if something doesn't come to me the way as a yes, that means there is something better for me, right? Right? So there is something better for me. And the only way we can tap to that better if we are okay to receive no, right? I always love the mantra that I keep repeating to myself, that everything is happening for my highest good. Everything is happening for my highest good. And a lot of times we don't even know what that good is, because when we are in the midst of chaos or the situation that is not preferable, always remember that in every bad situation, there is a seed of good. And at the moment that we are in, we might not see that seed of good. But the more we know that something is growing, there is always a seed of good. And as time passes by, allow ourselves not be a nervous wreck. Allow ourselves to be more relaxed. That's why it's so important to keep our nervous system in balance, because the more we can be in balance, that's why people are doing the meditations, that's why people are doing different practices to be more in the balance, because the more we are in the balance, Teresa, the more our nervous system is just regularly functioning. That means the more energy we are sending, that everything is all right. And when we are exuding that energy that everything is all right, we are actually start attracting the better outcome for ourselves. So if you connect to that, right? If you connect to that, just know that there is something better for you. One thing I will say though is that I'm optimistic. Exactly. And that's the best way to roll. Because again, we are learning through this life that we do not want to attach to any specific outcome. We do not want to hold on to something, because remember, if something is meant for us as a better thing, it doesn't mean that we are aware of it. And if we okay to receive no, to accept no, and understand that it has nothing to do with us personally, it just, there is something better for us. And if we are patient enough, and if we are balanced enough, we are just going to see how that better is going to play out in our life, right? So the more we connect with that energy, the more we realize that everything is happening for our highest good. So how does it feel? I also want to pull the universal message for you from the universe. Teresa, this is the message for you. Let me see. This is the message for you from the universe. And the message is, when the world feels like it's coming crashing down around you, take that as an opportunity to find yourself and let go of who you thought you were. Not all storms come to destroy your life, some come to clear your path. Decide that this crisis will be the turning point for what you have been waiting for. And it's true, like I pulled the card of Tower, right? So just think about it. Not all storms are actually bad for us, right? Sometimes they're just clearing the path for something better. So the more we connect to that energy, the more we realize everything is happening for our highest good. And my tarot cards are just laying down, and the first card I have is Ace of Pentacles, meaning there is a chance for you, there is another opportunity for you. So, Teresa, that's exactly what it is, right? There is another opportunity. Again, just do not focus on something that did not come true, because there is always something better. And look at that. I just, like it was on top of my deck, literally, like you can't make up these things. So there is another opportunity coming your way, and you'll know when this is yours, right? That is beautiful. And it's so right now. I'm going to take the cards. Definitely, definitely. And like I said, no matter what the messages are, remember, we are not growing and evolving, Teresa, if everything is always easy for us. When do we have the evolution of our soul? When we are going through the challenges, when we are learning to overcome the obstacles. Because once we overcome, we realize, oh my God, I never thought I was going to be able to manage that, right? And it feels so good. And it feels like such a great accomplishment. And don't we feel proud of ourselves, right? Because again, that's why we are living in the world of contrast. We have to experience something bad in order to appreciate something good, right? We have to go through our dark moment of our soul in order to realize what's on the other side, right? So the more we connect that we are living in the world of contrast, so we experience everything, and the more you connect with that, the less we are freaking out, because we know, hey, this is the part of our growth. And the more we have the tools, the more we can connect with ourselves. Again, the more we have the community to connect with, the more we realize that we are never alone on this journey, right? And you have your dragons. So they are always got your back. So just remember that, right? We all have our guardians, we all have our unique angels, dragons, whoever it is, right, that are protecting us, the energies that are showing us the path. And you can even like going to the bed, you can ask universe or dragons, whoever you speak to, just like show me what is the best way for me, like to approach, like whether you're looking for the job, or where is the place that would be great for me, right? And just allow that question to sit for a while, because we are running so much through life that we do not have time to like really sit and reflect. And the more you're going to sit with this question, Teresa, I can guarantee the answers start coming, right? So sit with that question, ask that question, and that's exactly how the answers are going to show up. Proud of everything that I've accomplished. Absolutely. And I feel some energies that are connecting to a future job that I'm seeking. I just felt it in my heart. My dragon babies are everything. Of course. So, like I said, just connect to something that you trust, and know that every no is getting us closer to our yes. And if something is meant for you, it will be yours. So if something is not showing up for us, this is not the point to panic. This is the point just to say, okay, I know this is just for my highest good. And I know that something better is going to show up, right? I'm pulling one more message. Oh, let me look at the affirmation cards. What is the affirmation? The affirmation message. Okay, I don't know this word in English. I'm like staring at that Arbirated. Urbirited. Urbirated. Okay, so the message says, I create my reality with the thoughts I think and things I focus on. That's exactly what I was sharing, right? I am unlimited in my ability to create a beautiful life full of good and love. Just remember, we are co creators. We are co creators of our reality. So, if there is something that we want to experience in our life, when any thought that doesn't match what we want to experience pops up, just say to yourself, is this something that I want to experience in my life? And if the answer is not, let me connect to the thought that matches what I want, right? So just even thinking about your employment, just think about it. Okay, if it's not that place, that means I'm going to be in another place. And then just think about it, right? And another one is up and out. To heal the parts of me that feel hurt, I must feel every emotion. It has to come up to come out. I don't try to push my feelings away. I sit with them and feel them as I release them. Beautiful message as well, right? Just connect to your emotions and remember that trust the process. Everything plays out and everything is going to show up for us exactly how we are thinking about it. So all we cannot control when somebody says yes or no, right? We cannot control anything outside of us. But the beautiful part, we can control the beautiful part, we can actually control how we respond, right? So we are learning, how do we respond? Do we react to something in the moment, right? Like our emotions rise and oh my god, right? Or we are just responding, and respond meaning that we just take a breath, right? We come to the present moment, and from that present moment we are connecting to, okay, if this is not the way that I see my reality, then how does it look like? And Teresa, I would go like even very specific, like what does your new place look like? How far away is it from your home? Like be very specific. How many hours you're working? What kind of salary you are receiving? What kind of people you are interacting, right? Connect with that details and write it down, look at it every day. So maybe the answer is no, because now you're listening to other insights that I'm giving you, and now you are actually going to create that job that you truly want, because now you're more specific. You're not just relying on whatever comes your way by default. You are actually designing something that you want to attract. How far from your house it is, driving direction, like is it 5 minutes, 10 minutes away? What is the schedule, right? Is it flexible, or you're working from home? What does it look like? What kind of boss you have? So write it in all the details and then connect with that. Visualize it every night, and just know that this is a done deal. I definitely will write it down and look at it very, very close. Yes, absolutely, my love. Definitely. Because I'm telling you, we are not using our power. We have such a nice, great inner power. But I'm telling you, just by thinking a different thought, we can create a completely different outcome. And a lot of times we might know it, but we are not practicing enough in order to start to see it. Because remember, the thought that we are holding for a longer time becomes our belief, right? And that thought is either working in our favor or actually showing up as a limitation, right? And now it's our job to catch that thought and say, wait a minute. Does this thought actually serve me or limits me, right? And I have the power to change the thought because the thought is just the thought. But if we hold it long enough and put the emotional charge to that, that thought has the full capacity to materialize. Because everything what we experience in our physical world somehow comes from our thoughts, from our thinking substance. That's exactly where everything stems from. So once we understand more and more the power of our thinking, that's why they say mindset, right? What do we entertain in our mind? And we all have the power to change any thought. And the more we connect to that, the more we start experiencing what we want rather than just connecting again to our fears and just, like building all these scenarios of negativity, right? Again, our mind, our brain is always going to come back. What if something goes wrong? It never says, okay, let me connect what this reality might look like if it's going to be something that I desire, right? Because we were not trained this way. And now by doing this work, we are actually learning how to reprogram our mind and how to actually check in with our thinking in order to see, does this thinking actually serve me, or I would want to change something, right? It's like, changing something that it's not working anymore for us. Just think about the car, right? If the tire gets flat, we are going to change it. So now we are also very mindful of our thinking, right? And that's exactly how we are going to generate the results. For help from other dragons like me, for yes, absolutely, yes. Absolutely. And let people hold the energy for you as well. Because again, when we are in collective, the more like, why do you think the prayers are working, right? Because it's the power of thoughts, it's the power of our words, because everything carries energy, right? And everything carries the frequency. So that's why the more people come as collective, that's why I always say when we are working together as community, as like even when we are taking the programs together and working towards some goals, it comes to fruition much faster because collective energy is super powerful. Either we are working on our own or we are connecting to others, right? So just think about it and be mindful what we are talking about, right? Are we just saying, oh, like I would never understand this, or like I was never successful at that? Now we want to really change the language that we are speaking, because the more we connect with that, understand that every word we are using has the power. So now we become more mindful, right? And every word carries the frequency. So we learn how to use high frequency words rather than just, like going by default. So remember, your thinking is powerful. And the more you can fix your thoughts as you are thinking about them, and the more you hold these thoughts for the longer in your mind and actually building something, what would it look like in my real life, right? If I already had this job, what would it look like for me? Would I be happy? Would I be having lots of time, right? And that's exactly how it is. Hey, beautiful. It's great to see you. Do you want any cards to be pulled? Anything? We were just talking, we were just chatting. I was just talking about how powerful our thoughts are. Yes, I'm still live. Yes, yes, yes. Tell me what's on your mind, what's on your heart. Let me take a peek. Yeah, let's see. I have this beautiful oracle card, oracle deck. I just received it. Creative entrepreneur oracle. So basically, remember, the more creative we are, the more we are just actually paving our path to success, money, and freedom, right? Okay, let me pull the message. What's the message for from this card? Creative, creative. Oh my God, leave. The message is leave. It says, in your pursuit to succeed, don't let the gift of life pass you by. Creativity blooms from living, and art imitates life. And the question is, have you lived today, right? Have you lived today? This is so beautiful. This is so, so powerful. Yes. Pull a card for my new project. You inspired me to like crazy. Beautiful. Yes. All right. So tell new project. What is the question? Give me the question regarding this new project. What do you want to know? Do you want to know because I was pulling earlier the card like to know okay, whether you are thriving over here, yes, thriving over here. Yeah, just tell me more, like is it something, is it like you're looking at the financial outcome, like give me the specifics. Is it like financial outcome you're looking for that project, or like fulfillment, whatever it is, just like one question per time, because remember, the more specific we are with the questions, the better answers we can receive. Tell me. Yeah, tell me what exactly would you like to know about this project? What is the outcome? Is it financial or any other way? What is something on your mind? Financial? Just say yes, so I know and I can pull the card. Okay, new project will be a paving stone for my big financial goal. Please tell me if my new project will be a paving stone for my big financial goals. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Paving stone for the big financial goal. Okay, let me see. Okay. All right. Okay, I pull 5 cards. Let's see. So the message is, like you must be been through a lot, maybe a lot of, testing, trying, see what works, what doesn't work. And you are juggling, right? Just maybe it's, like your time between your clients, between different projects, maybe multiple projects at the same time, right? And there is that sense of, it's your mental. This is maybe something like overthinking, thinking that, like there is some limitations that come in through you, right? Yeah, multiple. But then comes you, the hierophant, and it actually the teacher, somebody with knowledge, somebody who is there to guide others. So this is a good sign, right? This is a good sign, and your magnetic energy is gonna do its work, right? So the Queen of Wands is all about attraction, all about connecting the right people, connecting the right energy, bringing the funds as well, right? So if you are asking if this is the paving road, yes, I would say yes. Yes. This project will be a paving stone for your big financial goals, definitely. And just think about it. It's everything what we are doing, even sometimes we do not see the outcome right away, but everything what we are learning comes handy one way or another. I have to share this with you. So I've been learning the tarot since pandemic time, and it was like on and off, right? And I remember my ex-husband, he was like, you learned the tarot, you haven't done anything with that, you spent money, and now you are investing heavily in all these coaching, like, like when are you going to stop, like when are you going to start using something? And let me tell you, this is like now is the time. Remember, we have the time and for everything in our life. So sometimes when we are learning something, and even if we are not using it at the current time, know that when the time comes, it's definitely going to be handy. It just, like that knowledge, and that Hierophant is also telling that your knowledge, your skills that you are acquiring are not going to go to waste. So definitely, Crystalline, you are going to see the outcome of that. And I want to pull the card from money. Let's see what the money card says. What does the money card say? Okay, let's see, what does the money card say. Promotion. And that's exactly the message when you are asking me, like, is it the stepping stone for you, right? Elevated earnings come hand in hand with heightened responsibility. So just think about it. You are going to tap to that, right? So one step at a time is going to lead you to where you want to go. And I'll pull another message from the universe for you. The message from the universe. What does the universe want to tell to Crystalline? What does the universe want to say? All right. Live your life to its fullest potential. Let go of the need for approval from others. Live up to your own expectations and nobody else's. No more selling yourself short. Keep moving forward. You've got this. Keep moving forward. Every step you are taking, you are coming to that financial overflow. Just keep doing what you are doing. All right. And I'm going to pull from another card, from another deck for business. Let me see what comes through. Let me see what comes through. Okay. And the message is meditate. Look at that. Meditate. Because you know what? The answers are already inside of us. So each time we are in stillness, we might receive the answer, download the next step. What is something? What is the direction for us to move? Practice meditation to connect deeply with spirit. Visualize your next steps, then take inspired action toward your goals and dreams. Perfect. Resonates with you, Crystalline? Just let me know. Does this resonate with you? And I'm going to pull the affirmation card. The affirmation card, the affirmation card. And it says, invite creativity, invite creativity. And it says, at any moment, I'm able to tap into an infinite source of energy and creativity within me. Unique ideas flow through, each one capable of blossoming into beautiful creation. You are resourceful, you are creative, so you can tap to any idea, meditate, set the intention, and see what's coming through. See what kind of action step it's going to give you. All right, this is super fun. This is powerful. Look at that. That's so, so beautiful. Okay, and let me pull one more message for all of us. What is something, what is the advice for everyone tonight who came or who is going to be watching in the replay? What's meant to be yours is already making its way to you. What was never yours is starting to flee from you. Teresa, it's also for you. If that job is not for you, then just, like something better is coming. With time, it will all make sense. For now, bear the confusion and focus on living fully in the present. Don't let your whole life be, I'll be happy when. Be happy now. Remember the wisdom of living in the present moment. We are not waiting for our situation, for our circumstances to change. We are living fully with the circumstances. We move through the circumstances. And that's the way we can actually tap to our gifts, because we all can enjoy ourselves, right? We all can tap to that abundant space. Even if sometimes we might not feel abundant in financial, there is abundance. It may be abundance of health, abundance of the family members, abundance of sunlight, right? Abundance of beautiful trees in the garden, the flowers, whatever it is. So the idea is abundance comes in multiple forms, and the more we focus our mind on something, put attention on that abundance, it's going to expand in our life, right? So what we focus on is going to expand. So focus on abundance that's already around you, and financial abundance is already coming your way. All right, love you all. Crystalline, Lara, and Teresa, thanks so much for stopping by tonight. Somebody else was here as, unknown, but thanks so much for coming, for joining. And if anybody likes it, please share, post it on your profile, share it with others, and I'll give you the email reading on one of your questions. I'll look more in depth through the question and I'll send it to you. So do your do and I'll do my do. Love you lots and I'll see you next Thursday. Have a good one. Bye.